A pleasant afternoon to all. We will be presenting our proposed study entitled Team Performance as Predictor of Attitude Towards Research of College Students, together with my group mates Roella Joyce I. Kappa, Jezreel Joy B. Aloha, Gwyneth O. Cayaw, Kathleen D. Gumiran, Ann Micaela D. Tan, Angelic L. Yu, and yours truly, Army B. Gonfus. Let's begin with our introduction. Research is one of the main requirements in every college degree. Even in different workplace and professional works, it is a task not only for formality, but for the future of the society and well-being of individuals. Our research must be a high quality, providing benefits to others. Increase in making and providing scientific research that has helped many people and students in their workplace or school. But little did the people who read the research paper know how those particular members of that group were corporate and how their team performance could affect their attitude towards research. Thus, this study shall produce knowledge that will increase learning about the team performance and research attitude to college students and research professionals. Next.
For the statement of the problem, this study examines if team performance predicts the attitude towards research among college students. Researchers came up with a research question that will support the whole study. Specifically, it seeks to answer the following questions. Number one, what is the level of team performance among college students taking up research courses? Number two, is there a significant relationship between team performance and attitude towards research among college students? Number three, is team performance a significant predictor of attitude towards research among college students? For the hypothesis, as a basis for the statement of the problem, researchers came up with this hypothesis. For the null hypothesis, there is no significant relationship between team performance and attitude towards research among college students who are taking up research course. For the alternative hypothesis, the team performance of the students does not predict their attitude towards research. Next.
And for the theoretical framework, the researcher have decided to use the theory Tuckman stages of development to support our study. The theory states that the heterogeneous teams will perform better since unlike homogeneous teams, whereas the way of thinking is almost alike, heterogeneous teams do perform better since stated they have a collective or expanded knowledge. Inlining this theory in our study will be that if a team is heterogeneous will be that the exchange of ideas will be different from one another, and that they will not be tied up in one concept. Rather, they will be open for the opinion of their group mates, resulting to have active participation within the group. The theory has 5 stages. The first stage is forming. As the structure of the team is being made, the member is cautious with their actions as they are seeking for acceptance of all the members of the team, making them avoid conflict to one another. To add, this stage also seeks the leader that can guide and lead. The second stage will be storming. As the identity of the group had been established as well as their objectives and purposes, the downside of this stage will be that the conflict might arise since the members are already aware of their roles within the group as well as the nature of their co-members. They begin to feel confident that they will point out issues that are related to the tasks and responsibilities of one another, and as well as the competition for leadership and authority. The third is the norming, will be the stage whereas the issues from the storming stage will be resolved. The team's cohesiveness and unity will arise since the interpersonal differences have been resolved. Team performance in this stage increases since the members will learn how to work to one another and focuses on achieving the team's goals. The fourth stage, performing. On this stage, the team will be focused on the tasks and goals that are needed to be attained. And lastly, the fifth stage, adjourning. The team will be disbanded since their goals have been achieved and the member will recognize their team efforts and prepare to move on. Next, please. And for the conceptual framework, two variables are team performance and attitude towards research, whereas our criterion variable is the attitude towards research and the predictive variable is the team performance. The researchers would like to know if team performance does predict the attitude towards research of college students. Next, please.
The significance of the study. To the participant, this study will help them provide further knowledge on how team performance aid in developing relationship as a group using the proper positive attitude and to contribute efficiently as they work as one. To the field of psychology, this research can be handed as evidence to the existing body of knowledge, particularly to the student conducting research as well as to positive psychology regarding individuals' attitude and how it effectively by different factors. The student, to the student, this study may aid student in gaining knowledge about team performance as it can predict their attitude towards research. It may somehow reduce the tension among research and can allow them to focus better on their tasks in research. To future researchers, this study could use to reference for research how one conduct a study of similar topic. This research could aid them to come up with new ideas. Also, this research paper contained a large number of citations that they can utilize in their article in the topic of comparable to the study. In definition of term, team performance may define quality of team interaction that provide goal to achieve by team. And research attitude describe the student attitude in fulfilling their research course. Next.
For the methodology part of our study, the research approach that we will be using in the study is a quantitative research approach that relies on numerically measuring variables, analyzing these measurements using any of a variety of statistical models, and presenting correlations and associations between the examined variables. Specifically, our study is a non-experimental design which will be applied to measure variables and observe phenomena based on its natural occurrence, involving no manipulation of variables and no interventions taking place but just pure data collection. For the population of the study, our target respondents are 100 college students taking up a research course, and they must be 18 to 24 years old and must also be residing in Metro Manila. To get the participants, we will be using the purposive sampling technique to particularly ensure the credibility of the data that will be obtained. Moreover, this sampling technique will minimize any bias by matching the criteria of our participants. Next, please.
For the instrumentation, the researchers utilized two scales that are appropriate for the variables in the study. First is the Team Performance Scale by Thompson et al. 2009, which has a conduct alpha of 0.97, which was found to have a strong internal consistency. It is a 18-item survey with 6-point Likert scale, 0 for none of the time, 6 for all of the time. The scale is used to assess the quality of team interactions and performance. It also presented good psychometric properties when used as a tool for self-assessment of team performance. And for scoring and interpretation, 0 to 2.9 means needs improvement. 3 to 4.9 means working well but needs to improve more. 5 to 6 means doing a great job in performing. Second is the Attitudes Towards Research Scale by Elena 2005, which has a conduct alpha of 0.994. It indicates a very satisfactory internal consistency. A 32-item survey with 7-point Likert scale, 1 for strongly disagree, 7 for strongly agree. Initially, it was 56 items, but 11 factors are removed as it was inappropriate. 13 questions are recoded as they are negatively worded. There are 5 subscales or factors that are relatively high coefficient alpha reliabilities and was also tested in exploratory factor analysis. These are the first, useful of research with a conduct alpha of 0.919 in 9 items with 18.92% variance, which is regarded as the most important factor. Second is the anxiety with a conduct alpha of 0.18 in 8 items with 17.94% variance. Third is the affect indicating positive feelings about research with a conduct alpha of 0.929 in 8 items with 15.42% variance. Fourth is the life relevancy of research to students' daily lives with a conduct alpha of 0.67 in 4 items with 8.30% variance. Fifth is the difficulty of research with the conduct alpha of 0.711 in 3 items with 5.67% variance. For the scoring and interpretation, calculate average scores for each dimension by summing scores from all subscale combined. The overall attitude scores varied from 3 to 21, which means higher total mean scores indicated more favorable attitudes towards research. The scale is used to investigate the concept of research methods by professors of educational research who want to dive deeper into their students' attitudes. Next.
Data analysis. To interpret the data, the researcher will compute the measure of central tendency or average of the scores, which are the mean and standard deviation. For normal distribution, this descriptive statistic is a helpful indicator. Low standard deviation shows that the values are clustered closely to the mean, whereas high standard deviation suggests that the values are far from the mean. The researcher will be utilize regression analysis to examine the relationship between team performance and attitude towards research. Survey analysis will be used in obtaining data. Next po. That's all for our group. Thank you.